The vast ocean is more than just water. It is a living entity, a realm of mystery where the boundary between life and death is often thin. In the heart of the Pacific, a tiny research vessel sits isolated, surrounded by an endless horizon where the sky meets the deep, silent secrets below. Beneath the surface, the light dances in ethereal patterns, masking the profound loneliness that often accompanies those who venture into the great blue's silent, heavy depths. Biologist Nan Hauser prepares for another descent, her hands moving with practiced precision as she checks the gear that will be her only lifeline in the deep. With a final breath, she plunges into the cold embrace of the sea, leaving the world of air behind to enter a kingdom ruled by silent giants. She glides through the liquid space, her movements rhythmic and calm, unaware that today her scientific curiosity will lead her into a life-changing encounter with nature. Looking down, the abyss stares back, a reminder of how small and fragile a human truly is when compared to the overwhelming scale of the world's oceans. Suddenly, the peaceful atmosphere shifts. The small inhabitants of the reef scatter in haste, sensing a change in the current that whispers of something very large. A subtle vibration ripples through the water, a silent signal that her solitude is about to end as a massive presence begins to emerge from the darkness. The silence becomes heavy, charged with an unspoken tension that makes the skin crawl as the predatory nature of the ocean begins to reveal its hidden face. From the shadows of the deep, a massive shape materializes, moving with a grace that belies its incredible weight, heading directly toward the unsuspecting human diver. It is a humpback whale, a 40-ton titan of the sea, its ancient body scarred by time and travels across the vast, unforgiving stretches of the globe. The sheer scale is staggering. Her entire body is smaller than just a single fin of this magnificent creature that now blocks her path through the water. Instead of passing by, the whale turns, its massive head closing the distance, until it gently nudges her. An interaction that feels both intrusive and terrifyingly powerful. The giant extends its long, barnacle-encrusted fin, sweeping the water in a way that seems to trap Nan, preventing her from swimming away into the open sea. In this moment, Nan feels only a surge of primal fear, wondering why this gentle giant has suddenly become so persistent and aggressive in its physical contact. The whale pushes her with its snout, lifting her toward the surface with a force that is impossible to resist, its intentions remaining a frightening, deep mystery. She tries to swim for safety, her heart racing as she kicks against the water. But the humpback is always there, a wall of living muscle and bone. Its eye, the size of a dinner plate, watches her every move with an intelligence that is unnerving, fixed upon her with a strange, urgent sense of purpose. Every movement of its massive tail sends shockwaves through the water, a display of power that could crush a human in a single accidental blow during this struggle. She is held tight, tucked against the whale's flank as if she were its own calf, forced into a strange dance with a creature she cannot control. The fear begins to turn into a surreal realization. The whale is not attacking, but rather it is exerting a desperate control over her position in the water. Her hand touches the rough, cold skin of the giant, feeling the scars of 1,000 miles as the whale continues its relentless mission to keep her close. They breach the surface for a split second before the whale dives again, its massive weight creating a vacuum that pulls her deeper into this mysterious, protective embrace. It is a living shield, 40 tons of flesh and bone acting as a barrier between a vulnerable human and something hidden in the shadows of the reef. Nan Hauser doesn't know it yet, but she is being saved by a protector who speaks no words, using its body to block a silent, deadly threat. Then, from the gloom, the true reason for the whale's behavior appears. A tiger shark. A 4-meter-long ghost of the deep is circling with lethal intent. This is the ocean's most feared predator, a master of the hunt that has been tracking the small, slow-moving diver from the moment she entered the water. The danger is now visible, a cold reality that freezes the blood as the shark narrows its circle, waiting for the perfect moment to strike its prey. With a burst of speed, the predator moves in, its instincts honed over millions of years to find the weakness in any defense, focused entirely on Nan. But the whale is ready. It swings its massive tail, a powerful wall of water that forces the shark to veer away, denying it any access to the human. A battle of instincts unfolds, the shark's hunger versus the whale's inexplicable compassion. A survival drama played out in the silence of the deep Pacific waters. The humpback goes further, lifting Nan completely out of the water onto its back, its massive head acting as a safe platform far above the shark's reach. Below her, the shark remains a dark, persistent shadow, but it cannot bypass the 40-ton guardian that stands between it and the meal it so desperately desires. In the whale's gaze, there is a profound sense of duty, an ancient instinct to protect the helpless that transcends the boundaries between their two very different species. One last attempt by the predator is met with a thunderous slap of the whale's fluke, a warning that echoes through the ocean, demanding the shark retreat. With the threat held at bay, the whale begins the slow journey toward the boat, carrying its cargo with a tenderness that seems almost impossible for its size. On the deck, the crew watches in stunned silence, their cameras forgotten as they witness a miracle of nature that defies every scientific law they have learned. The whale brings her to the very edge of the ladder, its massive body vibrating against the hull, ensuring she is safe before it finally lets her go. She grabs the cold metal of the ladder, her body shaking from adrenaline and awe, looking back into the water at the giant that just saved her life. The whale lingers at the surface, a final spray of mist rising from its blowhole like a silent breath of relief before the great mission is complete. Safe on deck, Nan finally breathes, the weight of the moment crashing down on her as she realizes how close she came to the end of everything. She reaches out, her fingers brushing the whale's skin from above, a final connection between two beings who shared a life-and-death struggle in the deep blue. The humpback begins its descent, its massive tail rising like a monument against the horizon before sliding back into the depths where it truly belongs. The water calms, the ripples of the encounter fading into the sunset, leaving only a memory of a shield that was made of flesh, bone, and heart. The cameras captured the impossible, proof of a cross-species compassion that scientists are only beginning to understand, a bond that exists beyond our human language. She looks out at the sea with new eyes, knowing that she was not just a researcher today, but a guest in a world of incredible mercy. As the sun dips below the waves, the ocean takes on a golden glow, a fitting end to a day where the impossible became a living reality. In the distance, other giants breach, their silhouettes a reminder that we are never truly alone in the vastness of the world's great, mysterious oceans. The predator has vanished into the dark, and the peace of the reef is restored, the cycle of life continuing in its eternal, rhythmic, and silent way. Words fail to describe the experience, so she simply writes her gratitude, a small gesture to a giant who will never read her heart's deep appreciation. We often think of the ocean as a place of danger, but today it proved to be a place of protection, where strength was used for kindness. That massive fin, once a source of fear, is now remembered as a shield, a barrier of safety that stood against the darkness of the hungry deep. Her smile tells the story of a woman who was touched by the wild, a researcher who found a soul in the 40 tons of a stranger. The boat turns toward home, carrying a story that will change the way the world looks at these giants, proving that compassion is not uniquely human. The Guardian returns to its world, a silent hero of the Pacific, leaving behind a legacy of wonder and a life that it chose to save. As night falls, the stars reflect on the water, a mirror of the vastness above and below, where miracles still happen in the shadows of the sea. Every scar on that whale's body tells a story of survival, but the story it wrote today is one of the most beautiful in the ocean's history. She searches the horizon, hoping for one last glimpse of the fluke, a final wave from the giant that stood as her accidental, yet willing, bodyguard. The ocean speaks in waves, a language of rhythm and power that Nan now understands on a level that goes far beyond any scientific data or observation. The heart of the ocean beat for her today, a reminder that in the vastness of the universe, no life is too small to be worthy of protection. She stands as a witness to the extraordinary, a woman who looked into the eye of a giant and found a friend where she expected a monster. It was a moment where time stood still, a collision of worlds that resulted in a beautiful act of mercy that the world will never forget. The day ends, but the connection remains. A bridge built between two species in a moment of life and death under the deep blue Pacific sky. Years later, the memory is as clear as the water that day, a constant reminder that we share this planet with beings of immense hidden wisdom.
What is that? Look!
The footage remains a testament to the event,
Oh my God, it's
a
a
grainy
whale!
but powerful record of the time a
Is there
giant
someone on
whale
it?
decided to become a human's unexpected savior. When they breach, they celebrate life. Their power, a magnificent display of freedom that reminds us how lucky we are to witness their incredible, wild grace. In the end, we are all part of the same great blue world, interconnected by threads of instinct and empathy that we are only beginning to see. That single eye saw a life in danger and chose to act, a conscious decision that proves the depths of animal intelligence are far greater than imagined. Returning to the world of men, Nan brings back more than just data. She brings a message of hope and a story of a truly miraculous rescue. The Guardian still swims out there, a ghost of the Pacific, perhaps watching over other lives in the silent, moonlit expanses of its vast, watery home. She will always be the woman who was saved by a whale, a title she carries with pride and a deep, everlasting love for the ocean's giants. Kindness knows no borders of species. When strength is used to protect the weak, the true magic of our natural world is revealed to us all. This is the story of the giant shield, a reminder that in the heart of the wild, there is a pulse of compassion that connects us all. As a new day begins, the ocean remains a place of wonder, holding its secrets and its guardians in the deep, forever watching, forever protecting.